Welcome back to the AFC Whitwell channel. I'm George and today's highlights come from a game versus a youthful Glapwell Gladiators side. Apologies in the fortnight break, we had a week without a game and without getting my arse in gear I decided to upload this a week late. So I'll be back to, touch wood, weekly Sunday uploads from now on. We missed the first 20 seconds of this game but nothing happened so you didn't really miss much. First highlight of the game comes in the 3rd minute from Kian crossing the ball from a corner, being cleared by a Glapwell player. The resulting bounce head towards Kai and for some reason he must have had it in for the ball because he sends it rocketing through the air. Only thing to endanger really is any local greenhouses. Now this one isn't really a highlight but it's probably the only time we'll see Gally on camera as he's just told us he's not playing for next season. But nothing comes for a throw down the left and Kai makes his way towards the byline, trying to cross the ball but a Glapwell player clears it out of harm's way. Now as any good defender should, Gally lets it bounce first before reaching the ball at the second opportunity. He heads it out of play ahead of the Glapwell attacker and then turns around, jogs past us and tells us he was meant to do that. Or a load of shit. The resulting throw allows Glapwell to play the ball down the line and Kian misses it, Gally clears it upfield. The ball then bounces close towards Whitwell in the centre back who's applying pressure to the defender and the defender decides then to head it up rather than away, allowing Whit to get the first real opportunity of the game in which the shot saved by the Glapwell keeper and they subsequently managed to play it forwards. Once again, Kian's on the throw, aiming for Kai's flick, but both Kai and the Glapwell player miss the ball. Croft instead flicks it on. Dan's attempted pass is then blocked, the ball falling to Kai, who takes a touch and then for some reason tries to levitate, understandably failing. Croft drops it back towards Kian, and you soon realise I've kept this clip in to make Kai look like a twat. We start at the back of the next clip. Scotty plays it towards Gally, turning out under some slight pressure from the Glapwell attacker, and he plays the ball towards Kian. Kian reaches the ball, albeit tries to send it into orbit with his first touch, and allows Glapwell to win the ball back. They play it towards the left, both Woody and Ollie stopping them from going forward, so the ball's laid back towards the oncoming Glapwell left back, plays the ball into the box. Lawson nods it away, Dan not being able to get on another touch on the ball, and then some good hold up play by Glapwell means they retain possession. Their centre back then comes forward and somewhat seemingly in agreement with Kai, has it in for the ball as he sends it just as high but in the opposite direction. Scott is once again starting with the ball, rolling it out to Gally, who in turn meanders forwards. After seeing Woody come short, he plays it to him, and Woody's first touch goes straight back to Gally, once again letting him walk forwards with possession. After a couple of seconds, Gally decides to test Whitwell by fizzing one in towards him, on a bobbly pitch. Whitwell bounces the ball in the air before Tyler takes a touch out of his feet, with a speculative effort going over the bar. You'll soon understand why I didn't get any shit for that later. The next clip comes from a Glapwell goal kick, and it's played down the left, first being flicked on by Glapwell, but then Ollie's fouled by reaching the ball before the attacker. And with that free kick being blown, the referee decides drink break is deserved. Quick one whilst these lot wander over for a drink as well. If you do enjoy the video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It's always appreciated when you do, and it is free, so it helps out no end. Scotty takes the free kick from the foul, just shy of the halfway line, sending the ball towards the back stick, and the young Glapwell keeper does well to divert it wide with his feet. Now, I don't know where the time's gone on this clip, however, we've just got a corner from a throw-in, so we'll just have it from there. Kian once again is stood over the corner, playing it in towards the front post this time, Gally missing the ball and it being flicked over the box by a Glapwell player, further headed away when reaching the opposite side. Now, Kai's on the throw, and from what seems like a carbon copy of his last throw from his last game, arcs the ball towards the front post where an unchallenged Lawson heads it in. It's 22 minutes in and we're 1-0 up. A few minutes later, and somewhat more overcast, the next highlight begins and Glapwell play it down the left. Woody puts in a challenge in the process, but clears the ball, and Whitwell tries to take it down, somewhat doing so before ricocheting the ball off the Glapwell player in front of him, and on the turn plays it over the defence towards the goalkeeper. Now, the bounce deceives him, the ball heading over his head, and Tyler picks up the pieces by chesting forward and slotting away to make it 2-0. We've been on top really, no possession leading to anything necessarily, but it's pleasing to see us get a bit of luck and trying to take our chances. We start from the back once again, Lawson this time receiving a short pass from Scotty. He's allowed time and space, walks the ball forwards, none of the lads really seem interested in moving to create an opportunity for him, so Lawson unfortunately decides to lump it forwards. Now, I'm not one for long balls, easy, but after a bit of luck, the ball once again comes to Tyler, who has a shot on the turn, the Glapwell defender trying to block, but is only able to loop the ball past the keeper and ends up putting us 3 goals to the good just after the half an hour mark. Only a minute after going 3 goals up, the ball's on the left with Glapwell. They play it towards the box, Ollie misses an interception, Lawson steps in and challenges, knocking the ball away. Woody touches, turns and knocks the ball out towards Whitwell, his touch allowing the Glapwell player to challenge, albeit unsuccessfully, and Whitwell keeps hold of the ball. After an awkward bounce, it goes to Tyler, who seductively cuts the ball through the defender's legs, running forwards under pressure from recovering defenders. His touch lets him down, and his finish isn't as clean as he wanted, the goalkeeper blocking. But Tyler picks up the loose ball, lays it to Croft, and deciding not to shoot, he carries the ball towards goal, but under enough pressure from the keeper, he's not able to convert. A quick attack next, some good play from Glapwell gets them in behind, but a great save from Scotty denies them. You'll end up seeing a fair few of them this season, and the lads show their appreciation soon after. Shift out, will Lewis. Next up, short corner from Glapwell, only Croft closing the ball down before it gets played into the box. Now, no one connects with their head, but Lawson clears it when it reaches him, and a Glapwell player picks up before heading towards goal, seemingly with zero control of the ball. Nevertheless, he plays it out left, takes another touch, plays it left again, and an in-swinging cross at waist height is missed by all but the final Glapwell player, who knocks it past helpless Scotty to wipe our clean sheet just 5 minutes before the break. Disappointing way to concede really, but it's not something that can't be improved on. A couple of minutes later, and from what seems to be the same clip from our first goal, Kai throws the ball in, but the subsequent header hits the side netting. That's pretty much all there is to the first half. We're into added time and Glapwell tried to play forwards but can't get through. The referee decided to blow up for half time. 3-1 up, not a bad performance so far, and I think all in all I sound less depressed too while talking over the highlights, which is apparently a bonus according to some of these lot. But in all seriousness, I do enjoy each weekend with the lads over the past 4 years going into our 5th, and this is something I've always wanted to do. Suggestions are welcome in the comments, sarcastic or not. I know there's some people out there just itching to say what they think, so it's all welcome. This is just purely to share our journey, however slow it does seem to be going, but I want to share it with an audience that will hopefully enjoy watching it just as much as we enjoy creating it. Now, few changes for the second half. Gally decides to retire to run the line, and a pairing I could only describe as the White Yakubu and the Hodthorpe Mark Henry start for us up top. I mean, what else could you wish for on Sunday League pre-season? Now, with the referee's whistle, Glapwell get the half underway. Now, Glapwell had the first meaningful highlight of the second half, a cross coming in from the right from a dead ball, missed by all our lot and bounces off the shin of the Glapwell player. Now, seemingly stunned by a spherical leather object, we let Glapwell take a shot from the edge of the box, the ball being struck across the floor and hitting the upright, but it's then collected and cleared by Keane on the left. Our turn this time, Scotty with the ball, waits for an option and then plays it towards Croft. He touches, turns and plays the ball out, but whatever he thought was there wasn't, and Glapwell intercept trying to come forwards. The interception is loose, Croft clearing their touch, and the ball gets knocked down towards Kai from the resulting clearance. He somehow gets it under control, Jonesy touches it in, then looks up and plays it towards Limmy. His first time cross is slowed down, but still reaches Jonesy, who drags his shot wide. Just a minute later we have a corner and it's of course swung in by Keane. The ball is headed out to the edge and it's almost too perfect, so there can only be one answer. Fucking spiders. Now, Ollie's definitely pleased I can't properly edit yet, because that is something you cannot teach. Moggy pings a ball to try and get us back some streak, but Keane's offside, so I think we'll just move on. Ed White, that'll sort it all. But we don't really move on that quick anyway. They start play, knocking it down the line, Winger carrying it forwards. Moggy comes across to try and close it down, but the middle of the pitch is now wide open for a cross, and Glap will find that player in space and finish on the break, halving the deficit just 8 minutes into the half. And that's all from such a promising bit of football from ourselves too, eh? Scotty starts a minute later, this time deciding to punt upfield. The ball lingers in the air, no one seeming interested, but then Jonesy finds himself at the second bounce, chesting it down the line and keeping the ball in. Croft reacts with the Glapwell player, but both let the ball run past and it's picked up by Limmy. A couple of touches later, he looks up, opting to ignore Dan and then strike the ball towards goal, the keeper palming it down and saving comfortably. A whopping 16 minutes passes without nothing to note until a Glapwell pass is intercepted by Tyler, knocking it forwards, and the Glapwell player then decides to swipe at the ball and misses it, instead choosing to bear hug Tyler. After laying on the ground together, they decide to get up and we carry on play from the free kick. Set piece designee Keane, putting the ball in towards the back post, and Swaz takes it upon himself to welcome the young Gortmore keeper into men's football for whatever reason. Such a generous bloke, our Swaz. Once the young lad's recovered, play moves on, and eventually the ball finds its way to Egg at right back, who knocks it down the line towards Tyler. He squares up the defender, choosing to knock it past him and running towards the byline, managing to play it into the box before getting cleaned out by Glapwell's captain. Fortunately for us, Jonesy's touch, turn and shot finds the net, and Tyler's managed to come away from the late challenge uninjured. 4-2 to the Oak. Restoring his 2-goal lead, the lads congratulate Connor and check on Tyler, and then we get back to it. With 13 minutes left, Moggy has a throw down the left hand side, and he plays it towards Croft, who misses the flick on but applies pressure to Glapwell. Once the camera catches up, we see the subsequent loose ball played first time by Dan towards Tyler. He touches, turns and sees Limmy running down the left hand side, playing a well weighted pass in front of him. Limmy is offside, but his cross ends up being slapped in by Jonesy in a way, who also decides to take the net with him. It was actually concreted in before the game, contrary to popular belief. With just 6 minutes to go, our goal kick style that we've worked on in training pays off. Scotty knocks a simple ball through the middle. Tyler running onto it and lobbing the ball past the keeper on his first touch after just one bounce. Now we're 5-2 to the good, the game is pretty much wrapped up, and with a performance that has been relatively positive overall, I think we can all come away happy. That being said, we're not quite done yet. It continues just a minute later and Tyler throws the ball in from the right towards Connor. Connor decided to lay it back out towards Tyler down the line. Tyler takes a touch and plays the ball in across the floor towards Limmy. Now, Limmy leaves the ball and as if he was in the Red Lion in Benidorm, decides to mount the goalkeeper like a mechanical bull, pinning the poor lad down under a fair amount of sweat and hot breath. Now, this lad's had a pretty frightening start to his Sunday League career from what we've been showing here, but there's no better way than starting at the deep end, I reckon. Only a couple of minutes left and this don't really need any commentary because the ball's pinging about with about as much consistency as a morning shit after a curry from the night before. But luckily for us, the ball ends up heading towards Jonesy and I think he leaves it. Tyler collects the ball, drives forward and with a couple of fancy touches later he's past his marker, lays the ball back towards Jonesy. Jonesy touches, shoots, goes over the keeper and it makes it 6-2 in what turns out to be the last meaningful action of the game. Well, apart from that god-awful roly-poly he's just done. Now, with a minute left of the video, I'll just let the rest of the footage play out in the background as I say a few things. All in all, like I said before, it's a good win, but I give a good amount of credit to the young Glapwell side we were up against. Not once did they stop, and they've got some decent players within the side, so I do wish them all the best for the rest of the season. As for us, it's a result to build on, and with 6 games in 7 weeks before the season starts, I mean, the next one against Shirebrook Soldiers will definitely show if the style of play and positive attitude can continue, and in turn, hopefully we'll be able to convert it into a win. If you have enjoyed, please do drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and share it around to anyone else you think you'd enjoy it. Any comments and engagement is obviously welcome and encouraged, so don't hesitate to do so. I hope to see you next week for the next set of highlights, and up the hope.